Hey guys, welcome back. In the previous video, we had learned various HTML elements like the list, unordered list, and the ordered list. We had also looked at the media elements like the image tag and how to add videos only using HTML5. Now, in this video, we are going to finish off that web page we created using just HTML5 with adding links. Like, for example, adding links to another page of the same project or adding links to a completely different page like Google or some other Wikipedia page. So without any further ado, let's jump into the video. In the previous video, we had finished off with just the basics about brown bear. We added some content about the brown bear, species, features, and in habitat we didn't have this content, so I've added extra. And we didn't have threats to survival. I've added that too as an extra, and we had media and a picture and a video. So that's about it from the previous video. Now in this video we'll be using majorly anchor tags, which are written as A in HTML5. So how does the anchor tag help is you use that to link it to another web page. Like for example, out here in the about section, this is majorly just Wikipedia content. So let's say if the reader wants to read more about the brown bear, so out here I'll put a read more button, or I'll put a link button saying go to Wikipedia to read more about it, and I'll link it to the Wikipedia page of brown bear. So that's what I'm going to do out here. So out here to start off, I'll write the anchor tag. That's the opening anchor tag and this is the closing anchor tag, and I'll write learn more. And once I put it here, you can save it and just have it as a normal text out here. But let's say I add a href, which means that I'm linking it to some other web page or some other page. So that's how you use href, and I'll link it to the Wikipedia page of brown bear. So we'll go here, we'll search Google and we'll search brown bear, and this is the Wikipedia page of brown bear. So you can copy this link from here, you copy it and you paste it in the href, paste, and now you save it. You go to brown bear, you'll have this underlined with some blue text, says learn more, and once you click on this, it will take you to the brown bear page. It does not open it in a separate web page, it opens it directly in the web page where users reading about the brown bear, so it links it to there. Now if you go back, it will show you the web page that you have created. But let's say I want the Wikipedia page to be shown in separate, like in another tab. You must have seen in various examples, like a pop-up would appear where you click on something and it takes you to a separate tab altogether. It does not continue in the same tab like how it's doing out here. So for that, how you do is in HTML5, use a target in the anchor tag itself. So you write target is equal to, and you do underscore and blank. So that means that you're targeting to another separate tab. Once you click on this, it should take you to a separate tab and it should display the information. So now I save it, and now once I click learn more, it no more shows it in the same web page. Like my brown bear web page stays here, but once I click the learn more button, the brown bear Wikipedia page is shown in a separate tab altogether. That's what target does. So far you've seen how to use the anchor tag to like go to a web page that is inside the web already. So like for example this Wikipedia page, or if you want a Google page, you put in href, you write the Google brown bear. So such kind of things can be done. But let's say I have an about section, like for example about the writer, for example. Out there I can just put about me section and I can go and write it, but that is not published in the web, in the open web. So how do I do that is what we are going to see next. So now I've gone ahead and created a about me page for I love coding. This is a simple web page. So what I want to do is like let's say I open this with live server, you can see just that the image is like too big, but okay, that's the image. Put it in full screen. So the image is there, and then we have hi, there is a simple web page created using just HTML5. I haven't like cropped the image or anything. I've just kept it to the original size of what I got. Yeah, so we leave it there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this about me page to the brown bear. So how are we going to do that? Out here we have h1 as brown bear. So I am going to add an anchor tag out here for the brown bear, so that people when clicking on the brown bear will stay in this page, and when clicking on about me they'll go to this page. So let's do that. So we add an anchor tag out here. Yes. Now whenever you add an anchor tag, href is a must because it has to tell you where it's taking you. Now we are just doing it for the index.html page. It's in the same folder. So we do // and we do index.html and we save it. Now you can see the text has been changed. It's underlined. Now when you click on it, it refreshes, but it stays in that same page. So that's there. Now let's do an h2 and we'll do an anchor tag inside that. And out here we'll write it as about me. And this anchor tag should take me to the about me.html file. Once you save it, you have an about me page, and if you click on the about me, it takes you to the about me page. And similarly, I want to go back, let's say. So I'm going to add this same text like the brown bear and about me. I copy it and I add it to the about me page too. So there is like two text. I can remove this about me, so it does not repeat. Yeah, now you can see h1 and about me is there. Brown bear, it will take you to that web page, and about me will take you to this one. So that's how it works. This is linking web pages within the same project. Like for example, let's say I have the about me inside a particular folder. Like I create a folder out here and I call it as about, and I put the about me file inside the about. So now how are we going to do it is, you say this about me HTML, we remove it, we do // we get the about folder, and then you do about me HTML. You save it, and I'll copy the same thing and I'll add it here. You save it off. Now the brown bear page is shown. I'll actually open the page again using, I'll close this off and I'll open it with the live server again. Now you have it, the brown bear and the about me page is there. So now if I click the about me, it'll take me to this page. Because the logos have been placed differently, now I have to do the whole thing again. Like I'll have to change this to a dot because we are going backwards. So we'll do that. A dot means it's going back. A // means in the same folder. So that's how it works. You save it off. Now you can see the picture and all of it working. So this is how you do it when you want to do a href to a same project, but it's in the folder, and you go ahead and do all these changes. So remember, // is when it's in the same folder, you want to go to a particular folder or file. If you do dot and a slash, it will take you backwards. So from the about me, it took me to, from the about folder, it took me to the HTML folder, so that I could get everything in place. Now that's this web page. We have done it simply. It's just in that same folder, and we have created it pretty easily. You might have seen pages where you click on an image and it takes you to a different page altogether. So I'll show you how to do that also using an anchor tag. So this image out here, I took it from Google. So I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to search brown bear, and we'll click on the images, and this has more such images of brown bear. So what we do is we copy this whole text, and inside this image we want to make it as an anchor tag. That's what we are going to try to do now. So in that case, because you want the image to be an anchor tag, we put the anchor tag outside and we close it off. We put the image tag basically within the anchor tag. So we close that off, and out here in href we'll go ahead and we'll write that whole big text. Now you save it, you go to the brown bear, see the icon has changed. Now let me click on it, it will take me to the brown bear page. But I don't want people to go away from my web page. So I will go ahead and I'll use a target variable. So I put target underscore blank and I save it. Now once you click on it, it opens in a separate web page. So this is just of using anchor tags. Such links can be made. Like you can make links to a web page but via text. You can make link to a web page via an image. The web page can be any web page in the open web, or it can also be a web page which is in your project. So you saw me how to do that, and you have learned various stuff about how to create links. Now next, you must have seen links where it just takes you towards that particular section in that same page, like that single page. Just scrolls you down much faster. So we'll see how to do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a list, an unordered list. So we go ahead, we write UL for unordered list, and inside that I'll write a list element. The first one will be introduction. So introduction is basically about brown bear, the species and features. Now once I save it, you'll just see it as any bullet point. But what I want to do is when I click on the introduction, it should take me to this about section. It's just show that section. So how do I do that is again using an anchor tag. So I do an anchor tag. Let's delete this and we'll wrap the text around the anchor tag. And out here you do an href, and in the href you do hashtag and then you do about. This means that I want to take you to this ID which has an about out here. And once you save it, you click on it, it just show you the about section on top. So let me do it again. I click on this, the about section is shown on top. This just looks like any other list element, just that it has the underline, but you click on it, it shows the about. Similarly, let's say I want it for the habitat, threats to survival, then the media. So I'll do the same thing using li. Yeah, now once I save it, you'll see it just like the introduction. But there's one thing that you got to keep in mind is that whenever you do this, your attribute has to be an ID. So since it's an ID, use a hashtag, and the name, like the spelling of the ID, it should match it. Otherwise, you do not know where to take this web page. Let's save it. You have habitat. You click on it, goes to habitat. You click on threats to survival, goes to threats to survival, and keeps that as the first thing of your web page. And media shows the media. Now since you don't have any text below the media, that's why the media is like shown there as not the first element. You have other text there, but let's say you have some text or some space below media, media will be shown as the first thing which is shown. But let's say I add another A here, and there's nothing like media with two A's. Now if I click on it, it will not know where to take me. So that's why I'm telling you, make sure that you have your spellings correct out there. If you save it, it'll take you to the correct media. So that's it from me in this video. I've taught you how to add anchor tags, which will link you to web pages that are in the open web, which will link you to HTML5 in your project. And this can be done using a text, using an image or anything. And I've also told you how to navigate to separate attributes, the ID attributes in your single web page itself. So that's it from me in this video. I'll catch you up in the next video. Stay tuned.